In this video I'm just going to show you how you can use gradients, perspective warp and smart objects to create some interesting colourful effects. I'm going to use blending modes to blend those various layers together as well. Now first thing to do, just going to create a layer, so layer, new layer, click OK. Now I'm just going to go over here to the gradient tool. Got some gradients here, they're from Graphic Extras, about 32,000 different gradients on that site. You can of course use any gradients you can find on the web or come native with Photoshop. Just select one of those onto this layer, so just apply that just quickly, and of course you can apply it in any number of ways. And now this one's radial, but you could of course use linear, and I'm just going to change to red, create a red design there. Very dark image, which perhaps is not ideal. Right, but I'm going to stop at that point. One next thing to do is actually apply layer, smart objects, convert to smart objects. Now as a smart object I can't add any more, well, unless I actually double click there and edit the gradient design. They're changeable at any point. Next thing to do is go to like that, perspective warp, and that can be found in the edit, perspective warp. I'm just going to click there, just going to quickly add a warp layout across this image, and I'm just going to add a couple of these little layouts so I can modify the design in many ways, just distort them. Just going to extend that out there. Okay, now I'm just going to click the warp option. Now I can modify the position of the pins. I'm just going to drag that out. Just going to try and avoid getting obviously the background here. I mean, you can obviously crunch it in. I can actually extend it out, and I'm going to makes it easier just to go out further, and I can actually just stretch that out. Okay, so you can distort it in thousands of different ways. You don't have to go obviously just really crunching all the various suns or star designs there. Right, just move it around as you want. Okay, click OK. So you've actually got this one layer now. What I'm going to do now is actually I'm just going to duplicate that layer. So duplicate layer, click OK. That's still got smart object, smart filters, perspective warp. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to rotate that around. It'll come up with a little dialogue. I always love that one. So I don't want to know that, so I can just move that around. Now we'll just rebuild the perspective warp. See, it hasn't actually got it there, but now it has. See the design. I'm going to zoom in a bit now because it's a bit. You can literally create thousands of different designs here. I mean, just obviously depending on the various blend modes, you can lighten. And so you can see the sort of like suns have all been stretched out, or the various gradients have been stretched out. Now I can actually now go to layer again, duplicate layer. I can create another one. And you can do this multiple, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever layers. And I'm just going to go back in again so I can turn that around. And I'm going to ensure also, obviously when it's recording, it just takes a bit more time than use difference mode or whatever to create some interesting colour designs there. Right, just go down. Now you can also, at that point, go over here. You can still modify the perspective. You can see the pins there, so you can change them, change the warp, modify the position, modify the blending modes. You can even modify the underlying gradient as well, just by double clicking on the actual smart object there, just a little thumbnail, just change it. Anyway, hope you found this tutorial of interest.